Hi, welcome to another Interstellar Prime update video. Today, as promised, I'm going to show you the Remnant City and a little bit on the traveling system of the game. So, as you can see here, we're in the solar map, and what I did was just kind of like sit down on the captain chair and activate the solar map. So what this allows me to do is just kind of explore the solar system, and we're not going to go far here. You kind of saw it in the other video, but essentially we're going to be traveling to Remnant City. And what I do is click on it, and I can actually set the destination, and then it's going to calculate the path, and it's going to tell me that it requires about 0.08 propellant, fusion propellant. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that and set the course. And once I do that, it's basically that I have to pilot the ship to what's called a transfer position, and kind of describe briefly last video what this is. It's just basically another way to do a transfer maneuver that we're trying to kind of like simulate the reality a little bit, how you would have to travel in between celestial body without the warp drive. So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and align my position there, and what you see there, that's a just kind of like a temporary graphic. This is not going to be in the full release. It's not going to look this horrible. This is just a simple sphere and with a transparent texture to it. But in the full release, we're going to have a different animation. And for this one right here, all it does is that it has a little flap that pops out. You probably can't even notice for the animation, but this is just kind of like a placeholder. And once I do that, initiate transfer, I just have this simple animation where okay, the ship is skidding across space along this line to get to Remnant City. So don't worry, again, this is a placeholder. Once we get funded and everything, we'll be able to brainstorm a much nicer system, and to make this solar system exploring experience a lot better. Now that I have oh, there's a bug there. Alright, I'll have to fix that. The bug was the guy, or the captain is kind of fell off his chair there a little bit. Anyway, not a big deal. So here we are. This is the Remnant City. And right now, the sun is kind of like behind Mars a little bit, and it will rise. Just pretty much what I explained in the previous video, that in this game you have a dynamic environment. So the sun actually orbits, or not really orbit, we are in the orbit. So the sun just kind of like it's not really moving. We're the one who's moving, but you kind of get the idea. But anyway, this is Remnant City. Pretty much, this will be uncovered in the story, the full story mode of why this is the way that it is. But as you can tell, this is a big, gigantic. Let me just do this. I'm gonna go to RTS mode and kind of give you a full view of what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit tab here and go to RTS mode, and just kind of show you around and what this is. So this is a big asteroid, obviously, with a hole in the middle. So this is kind of represent what's a lot of people think an asteroid base would look like in the future. It's basically if there's no carbon magnets, which in the game is what's used to generate artificial gravity, but let's say the reality doesn't have it. If we can't ever make something like that in real life, this is the best thing we get. And what I mean by that is a rotating body inside a hollowed out asteroid. And as you can see here, these are just buildings inside of this enclosed shell that is inside it looks like a squirrel cage that spins around, not too fast, but generate enough gravity for a human to live comfortably. So that's what this is. So, and it'll reveal later on in the game story of how this come to be, and why it's called Remnant City, and why there's a whole bunch of rocks floating around Mars, why there's a whole bunch of asteroids, and so on and so forth. But just to give you a quick introduction to the story, a teaser, if you may, about this is where a lot of stories will take place, and your mission is really to help make Mars the gateway to the stars. So that's kind of the idea. So this is the place where you're gonna end up coming here a lot as well. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and fly closer so I can dock to the city. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the city dock, and less than 300 meters. Here we go. I can dock. So now that I dock my ship, my starship, notice that I have the starship dock thing there. So if I want to try to fly around, it won't let me. I have to undock first. So like that. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. I'm gonna go to the captain's quarter and kind of give you a view of what the city looks like. That the window would work here. Here we go. So as you can see, I put quite a bit of details on it over the weekend, and nights and weekends is when I have time to work on this. So I just kind of want to highlight really quick that yeah, this is kind of like full scale, and yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the city. I'm going to get to a good old turbo lift, but in this case, I am actually not docked. So I probably accidentally undocked when I showed you. Okay, that's a little glitch there. I apologize. So it probably misaligned. Yep. Fun of developing a game, right? You never know what you're gonna run into. So let's make sure this is good now. Alright, I think I'm going to embarrass myself here. Alright. Okay, we're inside the city. That's not what I want. Anyway, I gotta fix that. Let's get back. Let's hope I don't hit anybody, I don't kill anybody. Okay, so this is definitely not a good idea to have the ship inside a hamster wheel that's spinning with a whole bunch of people in there. So let's dock. Here we go. Let's dock. All right, hopefully it works this time. I won't go off script this time. All right, so that was kind of off script. So anyway, let's get back. And this guy, I'm gonna make him do something else. It's just kind of in the way. Anyway, so transport to Remnant's outpost. So that's what this will let me do. So now I'm out in this little corridor here that is basically kind of like in the airplane, you know. You get the idea. Just kind of like the walk. I forgot what that word is, but you know, like when you at the airport and all that stuff, and then you're trying to unboard and board the airplane, you have this little tube that comes out. You know what I mean. So that's the same idea. Anyway, I'm here using the tram, and I know this space station is completely empty. So after our release, I'm going to be able to hire some people, hopefully, depending on how much I raise, to actually populate this whole solar system, this interstellar prime universe. So right now it's just me, really, and my crew, digital crew in the ship that's in the game, and some the clone trooper here. I mean, I'm very limited on resources. That's why, you know, when it comes to props and, you know, the NPCs, I'm kind of limited to what I have. But anyway, I just want to show you that it's pretty detailed. You get the idea. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Let's get back and let's get on with traveling to Martian surface. So I'm gonna go ahead and come over here really quick and kind of show you that you can actually enter Remnant City, and there's going to be a shuttle to go down and go inside in those wards, or the little spinning blade that actually is a city strip. And then it's full size, it's real size. I have to populate all that stuff. Surprisingly, it doesn't take that long. This taken me, I think, 4 weeknights, probably about 3 hours. When my kids go to bed, this is what I do. After I spend some time with my wife, catching up on life, I head to the attic and then get to work with this. This is kind of like my outlet and my joy. I really enjoyed working on this, so just kind of think about, hey, what humanity would be like in a couple hundred years or something, or 100 years. So, anyway, what I just did there was I traveled through that city, and I'm heading towards the shuttle that's going to take me down to the Martian surface. But what I haven't done here is kind of like the track. So it's just kind of like under construction. This is not fully done yet. But I really want to put a lot of detail into this city because, I've always fascinated with, Asteroid City, and I believe that one day humans will be working on asteroids to gather resources and stuff. So, and I hope that I get to live to see those days. Anyway, I come here to show you the little detail I put in a little bit, and it's kind of like where the shuttle that's going to take me to Mars. Just a really simple thrown together shuttle, nothing fancy, and I really hope that I can get enough money to get professional 3D artists. So I can only do so much, right? With assets and circle spheres and blocks and homemade textures. It'd be really nice to to get people that really know what they're doing and help me out with this. Anyway, here I am at the shuttle to Mars surface, and here I make a little CGI there, just kind of like, all right, we're ready to depart, and we're gonna have the shuttle transfer to Mars. And this is kind of inspired by what's going on right now, the SpaceX, what Elon Musk is doing with the BFR and all that stuff. This is all inspired by that. So here we are, traveling, and here's a re-entry scene, and I hope it doesn't crash. I don't think it will crash, but we'll see, right? So there's a lot to load. We're actually loading the entire city of, we call it the Musk City to honor Elon Musk. I don't know if I would get sued on that, but I think it actually crashed. So did it crash? Did it crash? We'll see. I think it crashed. Hopefully it loads. Okay, I'm gonna have it wait. Please don't crash. If it does crash, which I think this is crashed, so I'll load up, or I'll upload the video of Mars right after this. All right. Well, thanks, and hopefully I don't have to redo this video again. Thanks. Bye.